What's up, Goblin Nation? It's Jibrian back with another video. Today we're going to be talking about some Rell sneaks that were released recently. I know I'm a little late on some of these, but I kind of wanted to save them to make a bigger video altogether. You know, not waste your time. Before we get into it, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm almost at 500. I'm like 460 right now. So, you know, I'll hit that soon. Make sure you subscribe so you can be one of the lucky few to join before then. And let's get into it. The first one we got here is the Wolf Ultimate. As usual, I'll play it a couple times and then again in slow motion so you can really look at all the details. I swear, man, the things I do for you guys. The spin he does in the beginning makes me think he's going to do a kick, but then he goes for a bite. So I wonder if they reuse the animation from one of the giraffe ones. Maybe they just really like the spinning. I've said this before, but man, does the Rell wolf look better than the one from the actual show. I don't know a single person that saw this and was like, man, I wish I had that devil fruit. One Piece might be the only franchise in the world where giraffe is more hype than wolf. Next up, we have a really clean look at the restaurant on the sea, the Baratia. It's really easy to look at all the details, and he definitely... Well, it seems that enough people either complained or maybe they just saw the feedback, so they released a second image where it's a lot less foggy. I think it's funny that they keep adding the frog motif to all the structures they make. Honestly, this one looks really cool. I like how tall it is. I'm not sure how tall it was in the show. Here's a closer look. I get the feeling that like maybe it's also like a hotel, because it kind of is like its own island in a weird way. Although I like that it's still obviously a boat with the mast on top, you know. Based on the way they showed, like, you know, the motel they had in one of their videos, and also beds in general, I get the feeling that beds are respawn points, probably. It would give them a lot more importance on an island, to make sure every island has a hotel you can spawn at. If it's not a respawn point, then it's probably where you load in when you start the game. You know, every time you log in. Also, it just hit me that I don't know if there'll be enemies on it. Maybe that's what the floors are for, but I get the feeling it might be like a hub area, since it's a restaurant. And food does seem to have an importance in this game. Could be a cool safe area if people want to trade or do other things, since in the show they always say there's no fighting on the Baratia. And here's a closer look on the, I think it's on like the deck of someone on a mount. It's obviously the mammoth mount, but it's a fish man riding it, so that's kind of interesting. And the idea of looking at mounts on it kind of makes me think it's a safe zone, because I know you can't use mounts in combat. So maybe it's just big enough that he wants to use a mount to get around. A lot of what I'm making are assumptions, but that's part of the fun, you know? At the end you find out whether you were right or wrong, and then you can go back and either congratulate yourself or put a gun in your mouth. And here we have a fishman standing next to a cannon. I wonder if... We keep saying fishman in the screenshot, so I wonder if one of the Rell brothers is actually going to play as a fishman. And what that means for the race, whether that means they have a big impact or not. Maybe they just like the way he looks, or maybe they're just trying to like show us, so they're probably not going to play as it, but they'll swap back, you know. Bro, there is no reason on God's green earth that the cannonball needs this much detail. Like, how long are you going to see a cannonball? Like, are they just sitting around, you have to load them? Like, if it's just firing out of a cannon, there's no reason to actually look at it. Next, they're gonna have ray tracing and 4K HD quality bullets for the guns in this game. And that's about it for the video. Honestly, sometimes I surprise myself with how much I am able to talk about when I see the screenshots, but usually after like sitting down and looking at them, I see a lot more detail, or maybe like come up with ideas for what they may be used for. Personally, I always thought the most fun about being like part of a fan of something is like coming up with theories and ideas for it, you know? If you've gotten this far in the video and you haven't subscribed, I'm gonna send the IRS to your house to collect the viewership tax that you definitely owe me. So comment below if you guys have any theories or ideas on what the screenshots that they shared are used for, or maybe there's like a detail you noticed that I missed. Thanks for watching, as always. See you next time.